Pause the video if you just want the controller layout. Otherwise, keep watching. Okay, so you want to bind your controls, but you don't know how. Perfectly fine. Let me walk you through it. Okay, so I already have my controller connected. If you didn't already, how to do it. Back in S menu, configure, controls, control, and then hit refresh. All right, I have a lot of things connected, but the one that you're going to be looking for is Bluetooth input device. All right, it doesn't come up as an Xbox with this an Xbox controller. I don't know why, it just doesn't. So there's that. All right, you do have a scheme here. You can use that if you want to. If you don't want to, I don't give a shit. The scheme is kind of whack. I don't like. Where's the video? So there's that. All right. So let's get into binding controls. All right. So let's do movement first. Okay. So vehicle movement, car forwards. That's gonna be our left stick, or not left stick. I'm sorry, left trigger, left trigger. Car back. We're gonna push in the left joystick and then hit the trigger. Push in left joystick and then hit the trigger. Okay. That's forwards and back. We need to go left and right. So car left. So left on the joystick. Left on the left joystick, right, and then right on the left joystick. All right. And we want to go fast, right? So that's going to be our turbo. It's going to be in common. At the very bottom, vehicle turbo. Okay. And that's going to be your left bumper. Okay. So that gives all of our. That's not what I wanted.
Channel switched.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into our driver's seat because we don't have any AI in here. And we're going to use our left trigger to move. Use our left joystick to go left and right. This thing's a fat ass bitch. Jesus. If we want to stop, push in the left joystick and off she goes. Okay? It does not have an auto stop, so you will pop into reverse immediately. Okay? Now we want to do our weapon systems. Alright? So our weapon systems, we're going to go into vehicle movement. It is not in weapons or view. It is in vehicle movement. At the very bottom, you have aim up, aim down, aim left, right, etc. All right. So up, you can use the right joystick, aim up, aim down, right joystick down, and so on and so forth. I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. So we have our char controls. That's left, right, up, and down. Now we want to turn in and out. All right. So not turn in and out. I want to go third person, first person. Okay. We're gonna go into weapons again. I'm sorry, and we're gonna go into optics, and that's gonna be clicking the right joystick. The reason I do optics instead of toggle view is it's much more reliable. It is the equivalent of hitting the right mouse button, which is this, and you're going right into the turret view. All right. I'm hitting the mouse button. And now the controller, it's the same thing. If you do have a vehicle with an interior, you're going to have to use numpad enter for that. You can bind it to numpad enter, but I find it to be much less if you do that. This is just way easier and better. All right. So, along with our weapon systems, we need to fire the gun. So to fire the gun, we go into weapons. First one there, fire. You do not want command fire. Command fire is ass. All right, it's ass. Fire, it can be a right trigger. Right trigger, okay? If you have other vehicles, you set the controller up for it, it will pop up here. That's why they're popping up red. If you're concerned about it, test it out. If it doesn't fuck anything up, keep it. If it does, delete the other bind because I'm best. I don't give a shit. Do what you want. All right. So there's that. So now we can use the gun. You can go in and look. This thing doesn't have an optic, which I hate, and we can fire our gun. Won't really far. So if we want to range or see how far away our target is, we can go into weapons and then lays range, which is right here. Okay, and that's going to be your Y button. Okay. Now if your gun is empty, you need to reload. So your reload's at the very top. Third one down, you need your X. Okay. And if you want to select your next weapon, or if you want to cycle through your weapons, it's going to be next weapon, and that's going to be your A button. A button, okay? Now, you got baddies shooting on you. You want to issue with your vision. You're going to go into countermeasures. Here we go. And then that's going to be your B button. All right? Now, to switch the mode on it, we're going to go right bumper, B. It's important that you do it in order, because if you do B in the right bumper, it won't work. All right? because then I could do this, and then they do the same thing, but it's the different order, right? So right bumper, B, okay? So now we have all of our weapon systems. I think I'm still in here, okay? So if I want to go down to our commander seat, we can do that, and then we could pop the smoke screen. So that's gonna be our B button. There we go. What's that? 6 cluster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. That's a lot of smoke. All right. So let's use the menu. Okay. The side menu. This is what I'm talking about. The one on the side. Yeah, that one. All right. We're gonna go into common. We're gonna go into common, and we're gonna use next and previous. Okay. So next is gonna be down. And previous is gonna be up. Okay. And then instead of default action, you want use selected action, okay? And that's gonna be your right, okay? And then to back out, it is the navigation menu, which does give you that extra option. You can use the close context menu, but I mean, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's it's an extra feature. Change it as you will. I don't give a shit. All right. So with that, it is gonna be down, up. If you want to select something, it's gonna be right on the D-pad. And if you want to exit out, it's just left and left. Okay, there's that. All right. So now, hold on there, Buster. You forgot one very important thing: the optic mode. The optic mode on the keyboard is N, but on a controller, we're going to use the pause and the stop, or the pause and the back, right? Little tiny things underneath. Right. We're going to use both at the same time. All right. So we're going to go into common, and we're going to use the NVG night vision. So I'm going to use both of them at the same time. All right. So back and menu. Boop boop. Or she blows. Okay. Unfortunately, this does have the downside of zooming you in and out, but yeah, there you go. And I just learned something new. This thing does have an optic. Look at that. Hey guys, just a quick overview of my personal Xbox controller selection for button thing, whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. So this has the LEV-25 specifically in mind. It will work with other types of vehicles. This is just random stuff I put down on the 4030 MU training map, but it will work with most of these if it has a turret and, well, pretty much anything else that the LEV has, and it's equal to. So this does have full crew capability, one-man crew of the entire vehicle. Of course, you do need a power multiplier with the AI, so so there's that. All right, let's hop into it. I'm going to try to do my best to have some infographics up with what's going on, what buttons are pushing, and try to keep up with what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to hop into this LEV. Okay, so first off, I don't want to be in optics. All right, so I'm going to push in on my right thumbstick, or not. Or I will. I don't. ArmA's just being ArmA. Okay. So now I'm in third person view. As you saw, I slewed my turret. That is the same joystick. That's the right joystick. That's left, right, up, and down. Alright. So if I want to zoom with this turret, I'm going to use my, I don't know what you call them, the windows? The 3 lines on the right. You'll see what I mean. Right? And then the pause. Or yeah, the pause and then the windows. Alright, so the right side and the left side of the main home button there. Now this LED only has 2 modes with it. But yeah, if you push them together, we get different modes together. Alright. So push them together, blammo, and turn it off. Okay. This will cycle through how many you have. The Abrams is dependent on zoom. It's not, well, it's a white hot and a black hot, so go through how many that vehicle has. Alright, I want to go somewhere. I don't want to stay here forever, alright? So I'm going to use my trigger, my left trigger, to move forwards. And this is an analog control, so you can go as slow as you can, alright? Now, of course, there is a sloping action, so it'll start at one point and then it'll gradually ramp up to the actual thing. So it's not a one-for-one. although that would be really nice. Something just broke off that light. Yeah, I just saw that. Alright, so this is pretty good, but I want to go faster. So I'm going to use my left bumper to hit that turbo, and blammo, we're going a little bit faster. This is a fat bitch, so it's not really going to ramp up too quickly. Alright, so when you're full trigger, full left trigger, full throttle, and then you hit that left bumper, it does create a cramping issue, but that's after like, 15 minutes of continuous use. That has happened to me, but the difference in speed negligible when you're in a rather safe environment. But if you're in a combat zone, God bless your soul, your hands be cramping all the time. But again, it's only happened to me, and that was in a full combat. We were taking hellfire from different areas and different directions and whatnot. Alright, so I want to stop. Alright, so I can't use the other trigger because my right trigger is fire. So how are we going to stop? I bound that to click the left joystick and then the left trigger. Right, just using multiple buttons, or the same buttons, but on different things. Alright, so you notice I use the trigger for the throttle and not the joystick. That's because I want full left and right wheel control while at full throttle. If you bound your front and back to your left joystick, one, that would create sensitivity issues and dead zone issues because these things are very sensitive. But also, if you are at full throttle forwards, since it is a circle, you're going to lose throttle as you come full right. Right? So that just, you can go full throttle, blammo, you full left, right? That just solves that issue. Okay? Alright, so let's go back down to the range. Alright? And let's go see what we can do with this gun here. Alright, so on the way down there, I'm going to refresh on this, but on the way down there, I want to go, instead of single fire, I want multi-fire. So I'm going to hit my A button to cycle through. Alright, so this is full speed. Alright, this is my secondary, which is a 240 at the moment. Alright, and single, slow, full. Alright, that is the equivalent of high-low for the F-18. I love that connection. Alright, so like I said before, maybe I didn't say it. If I didn't, sorry. But I have track IR, so there's no view settings mapped to the controller. Again, this is my personal preference. You can edit it however you want. If you are to do that, you just need to set a free lick button and a view button. And that 25 just took that like a boss. And I hate this grass. Please get me out of here. Okay. There we go. And there is water in the swampland, so the IV says, oh, we're going swimming, and then deploys its foraging shield. Alright, so let's back up here. It's a little awkward to back up and use steering while the button is clicked, but you get used to it. Alright, so I want to zoom in. Use the zoom in, right? And that's out there, and I want to make sure that I hit them. So we're gonna range the target. I'm gonna use my Y button to range the target at the bottom. You can see 0081. That's 81 meters. I'm gonna back up for just a little bit of a better sight of them. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna select single fire. It's already dead. I'm just making sure it's dead. There we go. Now, if you notice, I've got to do little tiny increments or little very slow movements. That's because the movement speed is bound to the ramp I was talking about before. So it's not a one-for-one movement, it's a ramp. So the little tiny movements at first, and then wow, you're moving. All right. So that is a downside of the controller. That's just the way it is, and you're gonna have to live with that. There's no way around it. Unless you want to do slow input controls, which is just more buttons you have to bind. If you want to try it out, it's left shift on the keyboard. I don't know if it's a toggle or a push to hold, or just a hold button. You know what I mean? And then you could try that. I'm not gonna do that right now because it fucked with me last time, and I don't want to do it again. So there's that. All right. So let's just say you've got your 240 out, and this is an infinity box. But say you had to reload. Classic Call of Duty, X. Alright, that's all you gotta do, X. Alright. So, oop, that was one of the features I did not want to control. So, I gotta respawn this because ArmA doesn't like AI getting out and then getting back in, and then you trying to control them. I shot this 5 times, and, yeah, that's the reason for it. Alright. So this is just the general view. This is the, other side of the cannon. All right, so the cannon is bound to left and right control, so you can use that if you're in the driver's seat, which I am right now. So again, I'm used to my D-pad, down and up on the D-pad, and then left is back, and then right is select. All right, so let's turn it on. There we go. Um, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was trying to do, and then I forgot about it. So you're in the commander's seat, and you've got the AI running the gun, and you're not touching that shit. All right. So you've got a bad boy, right? And you don't want that bad boy seeing you no more. All right. Use measures. Measures is B. This currently has a 4-bomb smoke just out the front. They're just a burst dispensers on the front there. You can see it on the chart. All right. If you want to switch to countermeasures, it's right bumper B, which this only has one countermeasures, one countermeasure selection, so it's not going to switch. It's just going to do it again. But if you do have other countermeasures like IR chaff or IR grenades, they do switch through. But this doesn't have it because I don't have it. That's it. All right. Um, in terms of infantry controls, this is not good. There are cross compatibility between infantry and um, what do they call it? Vehicles. Jesus Christ, I can't remember anything. But it's just not good for it. All right. If you guys got any questions, let me know. If not, don't. I don't give a shit. All right. I'll see you guys later.